Hi, this is Glenda. I've been playing with shaped paper flowers and I was asked to come up with something for our next paper mate, so we're doing shaped paper flowers. So I just thought I'd share what I've been doing and my favourite way of doing it. There's hundreds of tutorials how to make flowers, from the sort of thing that I do where almost everything looks like a gardenia, or you know, really specific flowers that look like really specific flowers. So I just thought I'd throw in some ideas to help get our group thinking, and hopefully they'll come up with some good things they can demo themselves, and we'll all come away with lots of flowers to use and some shared ideas. So I'll go through the samples in a minute, but I thought I'll just go through what I consider are the basics. So I think although there's lots and lots of tutorials, some of the basics are going to be the same no matter what you're doing. Well, sort of. This is a bit babbly. So anyway, the first method, which I really love, is to pick a petal punch. It can be any kind of petal punch, but basically your petals are already there to work with. So that should make sense in a minute. I've punched these out. I've made one green for the bottom. I'm just going to put some ink. You can use patterned paper, you can use colouring them before you scrunch them all up, you can colour them after you've scrunched them all up, you can not colour them at all. You know, these are all the variations that make all the different videos. So I like to use a copy-weight paper for these. I find that works well for me. So this is just thin, cheap paper, and you want to dampen it. It can be with water, or it can be with, that's a bit of an alcohol mix, just because I thought it might dry quicker for this exercise. And then you're just going to roll it around something and scrunch. And I have got a much earlier video on this. When I first discovered it, I thought this, I just really liked it, and this is one of my go-to ways to make a paper flower. So we're just going to scrunch them all, and it's really handy to have a box, not your polished wooden bowl, to put them in to dry, because they try and escape when you're drying them. So I would say a wooden box is essential. Well, no, it's not essential. Nothing's essential. It just makes life easier. So we scrunch all our petals. I mean, other ways you can scrunch is to simply screw the whole flower up in a little ball and then dry it and then unscrew it. You can twist it with your tweezers, you can pinch it with your fingers, but basically most of them will look better if they are shaped in some way. That can also be with a ball tool. Which is not this method, and I should have included that method as well, and I'm sort of doing this in a hurry because I need to. So I'm just going to dry this. And then layer. I prefer hot glue for this just because it's really quick. But you can use other glues if you just want to. Sometimes you just have to hold the flower a bit to let the glue set up, but basically you can use what you like. And then you just sort of scrunch the middle a little bit, and then you can add a flower centre. That could be a pearl, a button, microbeads, some glitter glue, it can be another flower. You know, you can do all sorts of things with these just from the basics. So the second main way to do them would be single petals. So this one was a balloon die punch. Lots and lots of things will make flowers. It's amazing how many things can become a flower. We're just going to stick the petals around. And do a second layer coming in between. And you can take a tool and sort of shape the middle a bit. Got a chunk of glue there. And you can add some colour. Scrunch it all up a bit more, and again add a flower centre. So the third way that I forgot to prep for is to take your flower and shape the petals with something called sort of ball tool. If you don't have a ball tool, it can be the end of a piercing tool is often rounded and suitable for that. So just have a look. It could be a paintbrush or a marker. Just find something. I mean, if you're going to do a few, it's worth getting a ball tool because they're, being metal, they're nice and strong, but you just shape the petals and layer them. You can also get your tweezers and twist them around, make interesting shapes and different flowers that way. As I say, there's so many tutorials, and this really is just to get everybody's ideas going, hopefully. So, to go into the samples, you can make your cards as floral and elaborate as you like, or simple with just a little punch and shaped. And I mean, just a tiny punch, and you do the same thing, shape it on the thing, on the foam with the ball tool. This is different roses. Some of them are done with the rolled method. A lot of them are done where you're going to do exactly the same thing as this, except you're going to cup the centre, and it becomes a rose instead of the inevitable gardenia. As I said, lots of tutorials on those. So, and that's all just done with a copyweight paper, nothing special. There's the shaped sort, except for this one I have put clear embossing powder on it, a few layers, and given it a completely different look. As I say, for this one it's just little tiny punches. This was a petal punch, so done the same way as this one again. And then just a little stamen punch to do the centre, and these are the little tiny ones again. So this one was done with a heart punch, the same method as this one, where there's separate petals, but it's just a heart layered up and a button in the middle. This one was the bow builder punch, and I layered up the petals again. And this was a rolled rose that I didn't even like particularly, but I used it for my flower centre. This is the gardenia style again, with the layered, scrunched, and pearls in the middle. This one is a scallop punch, and all I did was scrunch them into a ball, damp them, scrunch them into a ball, then you dry them and roll it out a bit, and I think I had 4 layers with a brad in the middle, and that's another simple way. Same scallop punch, completely different look, just simply cut between all the scallops, not all the way to the middle of course, and then using the ball tool like on this one to shape the ends from the back, shape the ends, turn it over. This one's the same thing, folded in half, and a Diamante, silver Diamante one that I coloured with a black marker. Same scallop punch again, except this time I cut them in half and folded them into quarters and put them around in the petal style. These two I used a Heartfelt Creations stamp and die set, so that you can get the pattern of your flower on it because you're stamping it first. So that's just copy paper, sponge dauber in the middle with some distressing to get the colour there, and then Diamantes in the middle, this pearls in the middle, and it's done on vellum. So I stamped it in white ink and embossed it with white embossing powder, and then die cut it. So that's a same stamp set and die set, same method for making the flowers, but two totally different looks. And then of course you can get specialist dies for particular flowers, and that's another Heartfelt Creations one, but that's just the smaller version of that punch, layered up the same method as using the shaping. So that one was the Blossom Builder punch, just the largest petal, and stuck on in the same method where it's the separate petals stuck around. So there's an awful lot of different looks by using only a couple of different flower making methods. So hopefully that gives our ladies some ideas of the sorts of things they might want to bring with them, and they will get a list of the things that I can think of that they might need, but there's always something you leave at home. So I hope you get into doing some shaped flowers and end up with lots of floral cards like me, and everything seems to come in a theme. And anyway, thank you for watching.